there, my name's Emily. Welcome to Basic Yoga. I'm going to be showing you a yoga practice from my bathroom, and I will be offering modifications in case you need to modify anything. But the best way to know if you need to modify is, does something not feel right? Does it hurt, or are you straining to complete the movement? If you feel any of those things, see if you can step back a little bit, and if by stepping back you can create more ease in your practice. One thing I do love about yoga, I'm going to sit down here with you, is that it's something that you can do anywhere. You don't need fancy clothes or equipment. You don't need a yoga studio. You don't even really need a mat. You just need your breath and your body, and then you are able to participate in yoga. And remember, we're just playing around here. We're just exploring what our body can do. It's not a competition. It's not an opportunity for you to, bemoan your flexibility or anything else, or your lack of grace. It's just a chance to explore your body and bring it into a state of calm. So let's start out just seated. And I want you to bring your shoulders back and down, opening up through the chest, and just rest your hands lightly on your knees. Lifting through the crown of the head and bringing the shoulders down. Take a few deep breaths here. And now take one deep breath in, and we're going to do an Om. So you're going to inhale through the nose and then Om through the mouth, okay? Inhale. Gently open your eyes. I'm going to stretch out a little through the wrist, so just pressing with my left hand on my right. And now the other hand. And I'm going to just shake out my hands and bring them to my sides. Bringing your chin level, tilt over to the right side. And now over to the left. Bringing your head back to center, take your hands and you're going to interlace them behind your back and just open up here a little bit through the chest. This is a great way to counteract if you spend a lot of time on devices, just to open up the chest a little bit. I like to sway here a little bit. All right, let's stretch a little bit more through the sides of the body. So take the left arm up, resting on the right hand, and you're going to stretch up and over. And now come across and up and over to the other side and across. Keep going. And the more we stretch and twist with the spine, the more we'll be able to have continued mobility as we age. And that's my goal with yoga. to be able to connect and feel peace, but also to increase my opportunities to have mobility as I age. All right, coming back to center, take your left arm up and we're gonna reach over to the right knee and twist. All right, inhale back to center. Let's get the other side. And back to center. If you like, you can do the next stretch seated. You can lean forward as you inhale and look up, and then exhale round, holding on to the legs. You can also come onto all fours, as I'm going to do. Palms are underneath the shoulders, toes are untucked, and you're on your knees. And you're gonna inhale as you look up, creating an arch in the back, and then exhale as you round, looking at your belly button. So keep going, moving with your breath. This is a great stretch to do after a long day at the desk, or just to kind of get that back if it's feeling tight, to feel a little bit more flexible. All right, let's stop here on all fours. You're gonna curl your toes under, and then you're gonna lift your knees up off the mat and press back with your hips, coming into downward facing dog. Now in this first down dog, let's walk it out a little bit. And you wanna try to bring your weight back into the hips. Maybe by bending your knees a little bit to lengthen out the body. You can keep that bend if you need to. You don't want all the weight forward in the wrists and in the shoulders, because that can lead to injury. So I'm just pedaling my legs here, stretching out through the feet and the backs of the thighs. And now let's do a little bit of a down dog squat. So you're gonna drop, almost coming down onto the mat again with your knees, and then lift them up. Lower the knees and lift. Kind of like you're a little stink bug here. And I can feel my body start to warm up as I'm doing this. Let's do 3 more. And the last one, let's stay here, getting ready to move. And from here, I'm gonna tiptoe up to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. You can have your knees a little bit bent here. You can cross your arms, I like to have my arms long and just kind of sway in my first forward fold. And it's okay if you can't quite reach the floor, even if you're all the way up here. We all have different levels of flexibility. Okay, nod your head here, releasing any tension in this cervical spine. And now turn from one side to the other. Again, continuing to release any tension. In my body, this back of my neck is where I really tend to hold all my stress. All right, bend your knees and we're gonna roll all the way up. Come back here so you can see me. Circle sweep the arms all the way up. And then exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up again. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Just take a look up at me. Hands on your shins or towards the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, we're gonna give the feet a little bit of attention and love here. So starting with your right foot, lift your foot up and we're gonna kind of press the toes into the mat to stretch the top of the instep here. And now let's come onto the balls of the foot, stretching forward. And now back, stretching out through the toes. And let's get the other foot. So coming onto the ball of the foot, and then stretching, pressing onto the tops of the toes. And ball of the foot. And stretching out through the top of the foot. All right, coming back to the right foot, bend your knee, coming onto the ball of the foot, and we're gonna circle that knee around. This is a wonderful stretch to do before you walk or run. Or even if you just have stiffness in the joints to improve mobility. All right, let's circle the other way here. And now shake this foot out. Let's get the other side. So coming onto the ball of the foot, we're just gonna circle with the knee and ankle here. Just moving around. Getting those joints loosened up. And it's okay if you hear a lot of crispity, crackety, crunchity when you do this. Sometimes our joints just like to make a little more noise. Other way. And let's shake this foot out. And we're gonna come back to our sun salutations. So your feet are underneath your hips, hands at heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, all. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down, following the breath. Inhale, look up. And now let's come back to our plank position or our down dog. Walking the hands forward. We're gonna make our way all the way to the top of our mat, and then I'm gonna bring my hips up and back. Downward facing dog. I'm gonna walk out my dog one more time. Pedaling the legs here as if I were on one of those stair steppers. It gets a nice stretch in the back of the calves. All right, and let's do that same movement again where we're doing a little squat, dropping the knees almost down to the mat and pressing up. And 2, we're gonna go to 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Getting ready to move up. Now you can just tiptoe to the top of your mat. I'm gonna hop up to the top of my mat. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up. I'm gonna move back so you can see me. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale your hands back to home, back to heart center. Toe heel the feet in. We're gonna come into chair pose. So gently bring your hips back so that your weight is in the heels. Your toes are nice and relaxed. I see a lot of people chairing like this, lifting their toes up. Check your toes and just release them if they're straining to lift. And breathe. Two more breaths. All right, from here, we're gonna lift up kind of like into a crane pose. So lifting the arms up, we're gonna lift up with the right leg here. Bringing that knee up. And now to work the core a little bit, let's kick out and in. And if you're unsteady, you're welcome to use the wall, touch the wall, or hold on to something. You'll still get the benefit of this, even if you give yourself a little bit of support. Going to 10. And last one, I'm gonna hug my knee to my chest here. And release. Bring the hips out just a little bit, and I'm gonna circle with the hips here. Releasing any tension I might have built up in the low back. And circle the other way, just kind of like you're hula hooping. And let's come back into our chair. Toe heel the feet in, hands to heart center. Lower down, relaxing the toes. If you feel a pinch in the spine, you can come up a little bit or just tuck the tail a little bit. Relax those toes. Now let's come up on the other side. So bringing the arms up first, you're gonna lift up that left leg, balancing on the right leg. You can hold on to a wall if you need to. And we're gonna kick out and in. Really important to practice balance as part of your workout, because as we age, we tend to lose our ability to balance. I've heard people say to me that they don't do yoga because they have terrible balance and because they're not flexible. That's the reason to do yoga, is to become more flexible and to develop better balance. It's not about having a perfect performance here. It's about creating a perfect practice. All right, let's sit back down. And release here. We're just gonna sway a little bit. I'm gonna move the camera here because it looks like I have a low battery. Hopefully you can still see me from up here. Let's see. Okay, hopefully that works. Yeah, I can't see my whole body. Sorry. Let me see if I can nestle you in here. That looks like we're gonna have to be up high. All right, sorry about that. Let's see if we can get you stable here. All right, so you may not be able to see my whole body, but I'll try to do the best that I can here since I'm running lower on power. So inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift, look up at me. Exhale, release. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow all the way down. Inhale, look up. And now we're gonna come into plank. You probably won't see me all the way because of the way the camera's positioned, but I'm gonna talk you through it. So come all the way down into a forward fold on your mat, and you're gonna walk your hands all the way forward to the top of your mat and come into like a high push-up position. From here, take a breath in. I'll get you down here. Whoops. Sorry, I'm gonna grab a different cord here. Grab a longer cord here so you guys can see me better, so that I won't run out of power. You'll have to forgive me these technical glitches while I figure out what it's like to film yoga from my master bathroom suite. All right, I'm gonna put you back here where you were at the beginning. All right, I think we gotcha. All right, so let's try this again. I'm gonna walk the hands all the way forward to the top of the mat, coming into a high push-up position. You're welcome to drop the knees here if you need to have a little bit more support. If the hips are coming down, it means for sure you need to drop your knees. Okay, now follow the breath all the way down onto your mat, onto your belly. Untuck your toes, and you're gonna press your hands into the mat to lift up to low cobra. Exhale down. Let's do a few of these, like yoga push-ups. Inhale, press up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower all the way down, curl your toes under, and we're gonna get ready to press up to down dog. So press those hips up and then press back for downward facing dog. Okay, bend your knees, inhale, look forward, and on your exhale, float to the top of your mat. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Toe, heel the feet in. Coming back into our chair. Just relaxing those toes. See if you can drop a little deeper into it. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. So bring the arms up, you're going to lift up and bring that right leg up and then kick out and in. Try to see if you can bring the shoulders down, even if it means bringing the arms a little wider. Hug this knee to my chest, and I think I forgot to do this on the other side, so we'll do it on the other side this time too. And then release that leg. I'm going to come back into my chair pose. And now let's try the other side. Kind of rising up, kind of like the Karate Kid. Bringing that other leg up, you're going to kick out and in. All right, let's hug the knee to the chest. Oops, lost my balance a little bit there. And release, come back into that chair pose. And now I'm going to do a little bit of a walking chair to strengthen the knees and warm up a little bit more. So lifting one heel and then lifting the other heel in chair. So lowering and lifting, alternating feet. both heels down and come a little deeper. And I'm going to come into a chair twist from here. So I want you to watch these knees. One tends to creep out. You want to keep them as even as you can during this. Okay, so opening up to the right, you're going to stretch out. Notice my knees are very even still. If one knee's coming out, bring it back. All right, let's come back to center. And now we're going to open up to the other side. Open up to the other side. Check your knees here, make sure they're still even. And coming back to center. I know your legs are probably on fire right now. We're going to lift up both heels and come into a balancing chair. And I am shaking here. All right, lower the heels down. I'm going to come into a forward fold, toe heeling the feet out and releasing. Gently sway here. All right, let's come into our plank position. So walking the hands forward, I'm going to bring the legs back, making my way into a high push-up position. Be sure to drop the knees if you need to. Lowering down, following the breath. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up to low cobra. And let's do a few of these. Lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep going. Going to 10, I counted 4. Halfway there. All right, curl the toes under and press the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right leg up here, and then we're gonna bend that knee, bringing the foot towards the rear, trying to bring the knee up towards the ceiling here. Keep trying to press equally between your hands. Inhale, extend up, and on your exhale, I want you to step all the way up to this right thumb. Now, if the foot makes it halfway, you're gonna grab the ankle and bring it up to the top of the mat. The back foot's gonna come down at an angle. Toes forward, heels towards the back of the mat. Inhale up, this is warrior one. See if you can bring your shoulders down. Make sure you're engaging through the thigh so that the knee is pointed towards the baby toe. And you want a nice wide stance here. See if you can relax those shoulders down a little bit. And I'm going to release the hands and step this back foot up just a little bit. Just kind of hop it up to the middle of your mat. Keeping the same stance, straightening the front leg, we're going to come into pyramid stretch. So you can have your hands at heart center and lean forward. And you can rest your hands on your thigh or all the way down to the shin, or you may be a little more flexible and be able to just release as I'm doing. There is no right or wrong. It's working within your abilities. Right, I'm gonna come up now, rolling all the way up. Bringing my arms up to the sky, I'm gonna reach behind me and interlace with my hands. This is called Stargazer. You open up and look up from this pose. I'm gonna move back a little bit to make sure you can see me. From Stargazer, I'm gonna come into airplane pose or warrior three, depending on your ability. So bring that weight into the right foot and you're gonna lift the left toe, maybe leaving it on the mat or maybe lifting it all the way up with your arms to your sides, or you can bring the arms all the way forward for a full warrior three. And now we're gonna bring this leg in and make our way into chair. Coming back to our standing flow. Or our balancing flow, I should say. All right, arms up. We're gonna lift up and bring that right leg up. And now we're gonna kick out and in. And instead of hugging the knee, we're gonna come straight into either warrior three or airplane. And release. Inhale, circle sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're gonna get the other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend your knees, plant your hands. We're gonna step back with those feet. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, follow that breath down. Untuck the toes. Let's do our push-ups. Inhale, lift. And if you're not feeling the push-up, you can just come into a low cobra or simply rest on your mat. And last one, lift up and lower down, curl the toes under and press up and back to downward facing dog. You're gonna lift up your left leg here and then bend the knee, coming into like a scorpion dog here. Bringing the foot towards the rear and trying to point that knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale, extend up, and on your exhale, step all the way up to the top of your mat, up to this thumb. Again, if you come to here, just help that foot all the way forward. Back foot comes down at an angle, heel towards the back, toes towards the side, and gently come up to warrior one. Bringing those shoulders down, making sure that that knee, that bent knee, that front knee is pointing towards the baby toe, towards the outside of your mat. Shoulders down, pinkies facing each other for the hands. All right, now we're gonna hop this back foot up a little bit. And from here, we're gonna come into our pyramid pose. So leaning forward, your hands can be at heart center, or you can rest on your thigh or the shin, or come all the way down if it feels okay to do so. But don't force a stretch. You want to allow your body to open up naturally, or you may end up overstretching tendons and causing a permanent injury. Just be gentle. The body will open up when it's ready. Not a moment sooner. All right, coming all the way up. Reaching, I'm gonna just reach up with both hands. And now reaching behind me, interlacing, stargazer. Look up, interlace the hands. I'm gonna hop back just a little bit here to make sure you can still see me. From stargazer, I'm gonna bring my weight into the left leg here, coming forward, and the right toe is pointed and you can lean forward, coming into a modified airplane, or come deeper into either a full airplane or warrior three if you need more. And bringing this foot in, we're going to come back into our chair. And let's come into a balancing chair, lifting the heels up. And now release those heels, and we're going to slowly rise up, bringing that left leg up, and now kick out and in. And now from here, I'm going to transition back to my warrior three. And release. Just shake it out, and we're going to come onto our mat. Do a little bit of core work before we come into Shavasana. So coming into boat pose, I'm going to show this from the side. So you want to make sure your chest is nice and open in boat pose. You don't want to be like this, okay, rounded. You want to be nice and open, and you can hold on to the backs of the thighs if you need to. If you're able to maintain that open chest without falling backwards, you can let go here. If not, grab a hold of those thighs. A good strong modification is much better than a sloppy full pose. And I'm going to lengthen the legs here, coming a little deeper. And release the legs. Let's just hug the shins and bring the forehead to the knees. Look up, and we're going to come into a gentle hip opener. This is called bound ankle or butterfly pose. So gently just open your knees like a book, pressing the soles of the feet together. And I like to have my hands towards my feet and lean forward. If you want, you can use the elbows to push those thighs open a little deeper, but always be very, very, very careful and very, very aware as you push yourself deeper, that you don't push yourself too far. All right, releasing Just gonna come into like a crisscross applesauce and take whichever foot you want, and we're gonna just give that foot a little bit of a massage. Give your body some love. As you start to treat your body with love and respect, you can heal any breaks in that relationship that you have with yourself. So start trying to talk about and think about your body in kind ways, and do things to show love and care for yourself. As you do that, you will have a healthier mental state. And as you develop love and compassion for yourself, that love and compassion is going to be able to extend to those around you. Your body may not, in your mind, be perfect, but it's the most amazing gift, and it was perfectly designed for you to learn the lessons that you need to learn in this life. And it certainly is doing everything it can for you. Your heart is beating, your lungs are breathing, everything in service of keeping you alive and allowing you to have this experience, this day, this breath. What a gift. All right, take this knee of whichever leg you chose, and we're going to cradle it in the same arm, and then hold on to the foot with the opposite hand, and we're just going to gently rock it like a baby. If you're more flexible, you might be able to bring that leg into the crook of the opposite arm, like I'm doing. Don't force it. I think if this quarantine has taught me anything, it's to honor how fragile our bodies are, to take good care of them, and show them reverence and love. And release. Okay, let's get that other foot. And I really encourage you not to wait until your body is the shape or size that you want it to be before you decide to extend love to yourself. You're not a decoration. Your body is a work of art, no matter what shape or size it is. And as you learn to love it and give it care and give it the attention that it needs, it will naturally move into a healthier state. Because we're going to treat our bodies the way we feel they deserve to be treated. So if we're putting down our body all the time, it's going to be easier to put junky foods into our body or do things that are unhealthy, using substances to cover those feelings. Let's develop a feeling of reverence and love so that we can give our bodies the care that they deserve. All right, let's cradle this knee and that same elbow, and you can hold the foot with the opposite hand and just kind of rock here like you're rocking a baby. And if you're a little more flexible, you might bring that stretch a bit deeper, but don't force it. All right, release now. And I'm gonna bring you over towards my face. Oops. So that you don't have to look between my legs for Shavasana. So you're gonna lay down on your back. And gently stretch out both arms, palms up. Allow your legs to straighten out and just fall out to the side. And you're gonna come into a rest here. You can either close your eyes or you can just have kind of a soft focus. I'm gonna close my eyes. And just take this moment to see if you can just melt into your mat or into the floor. Now take one hand to your heart, your left hand to your heart, and your right hand to your belly. And just reconnect with your body here. Gently open your eyes, and you're gonna bend your knees here. Show you my knees. Bending the knees, we're gonna windshield wiper the legs kind of back and forth here. And then we're gonna roll over to one side. Just lying on your side here, take another moment. And now make your way into a seated position. Coming to the top of your mat. Here, let me just, there we go. All right. So coming back to sit at the top of your mat, pull your bends out from underneath you so you can sit nice and tall. Bringing your hands to heart center. Bringing your thumbs to forehead center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today and for being patient with my technical issues. I look forward to practicing again with you next week. Have a good week.